Okay.
You can have camera on. Hey, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're at, EXP agents. It is good to be with you. My name is Wilson Solomon. I'm a customer success manager here at Lofty. I have Pete Lauderdale with me today. He's one of our onboarding specialists with Lofty. Tons of product knowledge. Asked him to join me today to help with the training we'll be doing. We'll be inside Lofty and going through just more of the CRM basics, Dashboard 101, and taking you through kind of the beginning stages. We will have questions coming in through the EXP world, which I'll be monitoring. We'll try to answer as many of those directly through the chat or during the training with Pete's help as well. So do appreciate all that are joining. And as part of the CRM of Choice project with EXP, Lofty is very excited to be with you guys and just take you through the system, get you a little bit more eyes on Lofty. So we will go ahead and jump into that. Pete, I'm going to go ahead and pass the controls over to you, and we'll jump in. We will have probably some questions rolling, Pete, as we go, and I'll just try to let you kind of get through sections of this before interjecting any of that, as I'll simultaneously be answering some via the chat. So do
Okay.
appreciate it, and yeah, we'll jump in. Thanks so much, Pete.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Wilson. Hi, everybody. My name is Pete. I am your onboarding specialist for the next about 20, 30 minutes. Right now, we're going to do a bit of a crash course on the dashboard as well as your pipeline and basically the most common features that you're going to be using on your day-to-day. So what you're looking at right now, this is your dashboard. So when you first log in, this is what you're going to see. Everything you see highlighted in the red square will correspond to some action up here. Okay. And if you ever want to get back to the dashboard, let's say that you click a button and you're in a calendar, just hit this lefty button in the top left, and it'll take you right back to the dashboard. Okay. So when we created the dashboard, the point was to save you time. How do you save you time if you constantly use a CRM? Well, we do that by saving you clicks. So this is a demo account, so not everything that you see in here will be a one-to-one. But when you use the system a lot, it will start looking more and more like this each and every day. So since this is a demo account, you're probably right now it says 0, but you're going to see more than one lead or two leads a day, whatnot. But if you click into it, it takes you right to the people section, and it automatically takes you to your most recent lead. Okay, and if you ever go in here, if you want to clear it so you can see all your leads, just hit this erase button right here. It'll show you your entire pipeline. Okay. Now, the opportunities tab is a little different. So, when a lead comes in, or when a lead starts maturing in your pipeline, the score actually increases. And once it gets over a certain point, it's a warming lead, things like that, and the system highlights it as that you should reach out to this person. So right now we have a warming lead. Let's see who it is. And a little bit later we'll get into the lead score and what makes it up. All right, so this is the lead, high interest, 2 hours ago, whatnot. You can see all of the lead's activities, how many, what properties he's viewed, what properties he's saved, communications, all that good stuff. And you have more information as you like scrub over. Okay. See. Obviously, tasks, we don't need to go into that. It's kind of boring. But smart plans, sorry, smart listings, I should say, that corresponds with the listings section. And what this is that, obviously, as agents, you'll have a couple listings underneath your belt, and you probably want to track the performance of those listings. You kind of want to look at it at a glance. This is how you do that. Scroll down, smart listings, and you can see again those metrics a little bit. You can also dig into it just by clicking on any of these icons. You can also run more promotions, share to different medias, things like that. All these buttons actually work. And again, and the goal is to save you as much time as possible. Another little fun little shortcut is um, based on the lead that cycles through, you can see or you can take the characteristics of that listing and see what, or I guess in a better word, which leads match that the house. So right now, um, Aldine, Kim Chio, all of them. these leads match the house that we just saw, and so you can easily just highlight a couple of them. I guess in this case, one, create a CMA. And the reason why you can't do two at one point is because I believe it's okay. Most of the times you can create two, but um, one of these leads doesn't have the right amount of information in there. That's why you can't send out two at the same time. But again, all this is designed to save you time. Okay. Scroll down. Smart plans. So what smart plans are is basically automations. Okay. So these are workflows that you can create, or if you want to, we have a library. And let me show you where they're at. So you go to marketing. It's going to be here, smart plans. Perfect. And so what Lofty does, it gives you the ability to use the smart plans that we created for you, and you have a whole list of them. Now, what's cool about this is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, if we created it, you can take what we created and make it apply for what you want it to. So you can change any aspect of it, and that saves you a lot of time because smart plans can definitely get pretty involved. But let's say you just want to create a simple drip campaign for buyers that aren't ready to sell yet, nurturing. Boom. You can just change all this. And so that pairs very, very well with our automated our AI sales package. So we have AI sales assistant that pairs very well with this automation. But this is where the smart plans are. I don't want to get too far ahead because that's a little bit more advanced. But I want to let you know that we have that feature. Okay. Another cool thing that at Lofty, we spend a lot of resources on making sure that our clients are well informed about the products, but also like about the tools you have available to you. So if you want a refresher on any tool, we want to know more about smart plans or just anything, make sure you hit the Lofty button, scroll down, Lofty Learning Center. Now this is basically our Lofty YouTube. Okay. So you have different videos that you can watch, but right now I want to highlight the live training videos or live training recordings. Sorry. And so what these are is that someone like me would basically give a class or a speech about like what we're having right now, right? So if you can't, oops, let me pause that. If you can't, make the 11 o'clock class, whatnot, they will be recorded and you can watch a previously recorded video on that. Again, every agent is different. Every agent has different working hours, and sometimes you have clients that like reach out to you like last minute and you need to go service that client. So whenever you have like a free 7 minutes, 27 minutes, anytime, you can pop in here and brush up on some different skills. Okay.
Hey,
Hop
Pete,
back
you have
over.
time for, sorry, you have time
Oh,
for maybe a quick question that's coming in from
sure.
the chat. Awesome.
Hmm.
So I had a question roll in um, from Raul. I know maybe you touched on some of this when you were going through. So maybe if while you're in Lofty, you can kind of display some of this. But he says, can you show how the tasks for the day are addressed or rescheduled?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I was like, oh, I don't want to waste anyone's time about tasks, but I definitely will. That's a good question. So, how are they? What is it? Rescheduled?
Yeah, he was just asking
Oh,
about how can you show how the tasks for the day are addressed and rescheduled. So just handling tasks, and then if you needed to reschedule one.
okay. So, okay, let's go back. So all I did was go to today's task, and you can see how many tasks you have for today, how many upcoming and how many overdue. When I click into that, it takes me to the calendar section. If it takes you here, just tap over. How they are addressed. So they are addressed inside the two areas. One, your dashboard. The other one is in the actual lead profile. And you'll have a list right next to the lead profile of that says, you have this upcoming task is due at this time. And I'll show you where that is in a second. But if you want to see the bulk task, that you have all at once, this is what it looks like. Right here, scheduled. You can also see that with the task type. So believe that um, anything that says auto, so auto email, auto text, whatnot, it'll still pop up as a task, um, but it's on smart plan, so it will automatically get completed at its um, prescribed time. Okay, this is one that is telling you you need to make a call because it does not say auto. Okay. When it comes to a task that you missed or you need to reinstate it, just go down to overdue. You can postpone, you can change it right here, and that's how you like edit or address those changes. Okay. Now, one thing that the sorry, this task feature cannot do is it cannot do recurring tasks. So if you need to set up a task every Friday to call some group of clients, whatnot, you cannot do a recurring task with this feature. Now, the workaround is to create a smart plan. So even though this task feature can't do recurring tasks, you can automate that aspect of it. So it's kind of a good and bad. We can't do recurring tasks with this task feature, but you can automate it so where you never have to miss or you never forget to do it. So there's that, and let me show you inside of the people section where those tasks live. So let's wait for this bad boy to load. I'll hop into here. So right now we are actually in the leads profile. As you can see, you have your appointment section. This is kind of broken up in different ways. This is his information here. This is the engagement section. And then this here is your appointments and tasks section. Okay. So right now, these are the tasks for this specific client. And you can see these tasks are way overdue, but you can see everything you need to see. Okay. Hopefully that answers a little bit of his question. Do we have another question? If not, then I was kind of.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this one, you may know on this in regards to someone was asking, can you create a brochure from the listings? I think we have like some capability to do some mailers and things, but do you know anything in regards to if it's possible to create a brochure from a listing?
A brochure from a listing. Is that like a, let's see, actually, let's go inside and
I
play
guess maybe
around in
just
it.
trying to print out some of the listing information and then create like actual paper brochures is what it sounds like you're asking. But
Oh, okay. That's a great question. I'm actually not sure. But let's actually hop into one of these and see if we can find it. It's create promotional social media, send to seller report, create transaction, promotion ads. Let's see, show open house. So this would be the area that you'd be able to create something like that. Design. Lock the designs, promotion pages. So if you can't like create something like that in here, what you can do is create the actual digital artwork, whatnot, save that, and you're able to get that printed off at your um, local store. That would be like my best
yeah, that's
advice.
kind of what I was thinking too. Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks, Pete.
of course. Okay, so we kind of wrapped up a little bit of the dashboard. Last thing I want to touch on before we move to the pipeline section is this button right here. This is your Get Help button, and I know most websites have this, but like how many of us actually click the Get Help? I can tell you, I normally don't, but ours is pretty handy. If you click it, we have this whole entire list of just things that I think are pretty cool. Just kind of give you a speed tour. You have the Lofty YouTube I showed you before. You have the Lofty Wikipedia page. So everyone learns differently. Some people like videos. Some people prefer a little bit more words and diagrams and things like that. So that's what the Lofty Wikipedia page is. And we also have the Get Training, which is basically a live presentation from someone like me, um, talking, answering questions live about a certain topic, right? You also have, once you're done with onboarding, you have access to the user community, which is a community of active Lofty users. I think we have about 10, 12,000 on Facebook. And then, everyone just asks questions, gives, post best tips and tricks and things like that. So yeah, definitely use that. And another cool feature is this help bar. So it's really unassuming, but it's actually our Lofty internal AI. So you can ask it a question: what is the cost of a print campaign? Right. So what it's doing right now is looking through the Lofty YouTube and it's looking for topics about print campaigns. It's trying to answer my question, again, using AI. If it can't answer the question, it'll say, "I'm sorry, I can't answer the question, whatnot. Let me get you over with a live support person." And so we just at Lofty, we just really want to cover our butts a little bit. So if you're out servicing a client on Saturday or Sunday, things like that, or after hours, and no one at Lofty can help you because we're all human, we have lives. This is your next best help. If it's really urgent, talk to AI, see what it says. Okay. All right. Now let's get into the pipeline section. So, oh, so I want to show my entire pipeline, but all you see is Brian. So to clear that, go to filters, hit clear, and then your entire pipeline will show up. Little fun trick. Okay. Now, I love telling people that Lofty is a live live CRM. So what does that mean? Is that like Lofty does change and we update our system a good amount. And so like even though I've been working here for a while, um, I'm just kind of like still amazed about certain buttons that I did not know that we had access to. So before I get into that, this section right here is broken up into three areas. You have your view tab, you have your pipeline stages, and then you have your columns and rows. Okay, so uh, everything here is how you can organize and filter your leads and your data really quickly. The only thing that's really different between um, my leads, lead pond, and things like that is partial leads. Is that if you do, let's say you have a campaign, right, like open house or something like that, and someone comes in and they only give you part of a first name, part of a phone number, things like that. You can go into here and you can ask the system to scrub the internet to try and fill in those blanks. Now that's not a free service; that does cost 30 cents per lead, but I thought it was kind of interesting to point out. Okay, let's go back and just a touch back on the buttons that I go over all the time, but I never knew what it did. Is because so let's say that you have a lead that you want to merge or merge as in uh, let's pretend Lofty Test and Bailey Rhodes are spouses, right? But right now they are two separate entities. You can go to more, and then it give you a giant list of things to do, right? So change pipelines, blah blah. But you can merge those two. Sorry, computer's running a little slow. And once it finishes loading, you can merge those two and say, oh, these are families, and it's going to merge the secondary into the primary, and it's going to auto fill into the family section, which should be yep, a family member here. So it's pretty cool that we have that feature because especially if you had a spreadsheet that you forgot to do it on import, trying to find all the couples can be pretty tiresome. But now that we're in the lead profile again, let me go ahead and kind of break this down for you a little bit. Um, I call these your three hot buttons. So everything that you see here, right, will correspond with some action here. And what it will do is that it'll pull all the necessary information from the lead profile. So let's say that I want to, quickly create a CMA for Bailey. Now, if she has her search criteria set up, it'll pull up. Oh, not so this one won't, but because she doesn't have this filled out. But if I can find a better one quickly, then you can see how easy it is to create a CMA, pump it out, and send it out to the client. You know what? Who has a really good lead score? Let's go back to our opportunity of the day. Sorry, guys, my computer's running pretty slow. I don't know if anyone's from Arizona, but I have so many negative things to say about Cox and their internet service. All right, so let's see. Does he have it? Yeah. So he has search criteria. We're gonna go to three hot buttons, scroll down, create CMA. Come on, one, two, three. Come on, you can do it. All right. So if I know nearby comps, whatever, uh, that's a little weird, but anyway, it's two buttons to create a CMA, and it works all the times. I don't know why this one's not working. Something in here must be wrong. We don't have time to explore that. But anyway, um, standard, profile information here. You can add tags. Let's go to these the insights section. So this is what makes up a lead score, and it's actually made up of five different criteria. These are the criteria right here, and so right now you cannot change the criteria because it's tied to a function or like a formula. But if you want to increase a lead score, these are the five aspects. So how close their house price is to what's listed, things like that. Uh, how long they're looking for. If they give you, a valid phone number, a valid email address, and allow you to text them, that increases the score. How often do they communicate with you or answer communications or even open your communications? And then website activity. So how often do they engage with your media? So if you send them a property alert or a market snapshot or just anything, all that will increase or decrease the lead score. And the long story short, why that is important. One, because everything is tracked. We track everything for you, so you can better assess, your marketing efforts, right? It's nothing worse than just wasting time and just kind of saying, oh well, wasted time and money. Nope, we track that for you. Another thing is that we track the your connection rate. So if you know for a fact that um, you sent this lead 48 text messages and he never responds, well, I'm just going to stop texting him because that's just a waste of time and effort. Okay. But if he opens emails, then I will definitely send him more emails and then call him more, right? So that has a better chance of conversion long term. Okay. And again, it's pretty cool because we track all those metrics for you. It's pretty simple to review. So as I scroll down on the left side, you can see what smart plans he's on. All this extra information that I'm just not going to touch on because we're running out of time, but also it's not as important. The engagement section, which is here. So every time you engage with the client, whether a phone call, text, email, or whenever a client engages with your IDX or your website, all that behavioral information is tracked here. And so you can filter it just by using this or toggling over. So you have notes, things like that. If you want to see what properties he searched, you go here. If you want to see what properties he's viewed, you can see the exact properties, and all this increases the lead score, which is pretty cool. And again, you can see this his favorited, and you can also compare his favorites to something like what he's searching for. So again, we give you all these insights so you can find the best ways to market to your clients, which is what Lofty is here for. We want to we want to make you more efficient or as efficient as possible. Okay. Like I said, this is the other engagement area. So this one will cover property alerts, market snapshots, and home reports. You can find these functions as well as change the frequency of them just by going to I believe it is marketing tab. Yep, auto property alerts, and you have the ability to change, you know, everything. Okay. And the last little bit of information is that, sorry, waiting for this to load. I showed you a little bit earlier, but let's say that you want to send everyone on this page or everyone in your book a business, right? A mass email or text message. All you have to do is go down to this drop down, hit current page, and it'll highlight everyone for you. And then you'll have this list of actions you can do here. So send them all to your dialer, send postcards, mass email, things like that, or hit more, and you'll be able to change the pipeline, change segments, all the other good stuff. Okay. Um, Last couple of tidbits is that if you want to add a manual lead, like a single lead, hit this blue button. It'll pull up the intake form for a single lead. If you want to upload your entire spreadsheet of leads, hit the three dots, import lead right there. Okay. All right. So that's about 10:30. Do you guys have any questions?
On mute. We
Uh,
got a few questions in the chat that I'll bring up
uh-huh.
for you. One of the things that was asked here just a little bit ago was, let me see here. Scroll back up. How does Lofty deal with communications? Are they logged automatically? So I think just generally like asking
Yes.
about like texts and calls and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a great question. So if you are texting American numbers or numbers in the US, you're going to need to get text verified, right? Because of the TCPA demands it. That's the long and short of it all. How we track it is that once you are text verified, things like that, you can call and text clients through this through the CRM, and all of that information will be tracked. And let me just go back to a lead profile once it loads. Sorry, guys. I mean, Cox is just a great company, as I say that with sarcasm. Let's find the one that has some, come on, higher communication. So on your side of the computer, or your CRM is going to run a lot smoother than mine. I don't know why it's running so slow, but you see how everything is tracked. So everything is tracked through the CRM because of technology. I don't know the nuts and bolts of it, but it is. And you can also review each text message. You can review each call because it is recorded as well. So let's go to this. All right. So this is I guess it's better if I go inside of his profile, but we go inside of his profile and let me just hit the call button. Where is it here? 62 calls. And you see calls are recorded. Now they're recorded if you want them to be recorded. But if you like finish the call and you say get rid of this, then you say marked as talked. So yes, they are recorded, and this is how we handle it. Same thing as text messages. Now, you can also automate text messages with your AI sales assistant. Again, that also pairs very well with smart plans. But if you already talked to a client and you want to re-engage the AI sales assistant, you can do that just by doing this. And here are the functions that it can do. And we could talk about the AI sales assistant a little bit later, but you can find that and you can mess around with that in the settings and AI sales assistant dashboard. What's the next
One other,
question?
yeah, more. One other question I wanted you to ask was, or wanted to ask is, Seda said, how do you connect your lead sources into the CRM?
Oh, how to like connect my lead sources into the CRM?
Yeah, that was a question.
Okay. Okay. So settings. You're gonna want to make sure that you go. So you have to be in your the company profile for this one. Lead sources, sources. Oh, I lied. Wrong one. Remember lead capture. That's the word I'm looking for. So you have your lead sources here. You can also go to integrations as well, but it's like integrations is um, like basically like everything. So it goes from, I mean, you name it, right? So these so integrations as well as, let me highlight this for you guys. Integrations as well as lead capture would be how you integrate sources. Now, if you don't see your source that you normally use on here, hit your marketplace button. I know it seems so like, like, oh, why is this here? So think of this as our in-house um, iTunes or Apple Store or Google Play Store, right? All the information which you're looking for will be here, and we're constantly adding high quality, um, um, third party apps, right? Because we want to make sure that if you guys are used to a certain program, whatnot, we want to make sure that it connects well with Lofty, so you don't have to ruin your workflow. Right? It's all about working smarter, not harder. You can do both though. What's the next question? Oh, you muted.
Thanks. Yeah, some of these I'm just answering directly in the chat.
Hmm.
And then as far as just questions that were kind of more CRM related to what you're going through, I think we're all caught up on these
Okay,
questions for now. There's going to be more rolling in. We've got a lot of activity in the chat, but
that's
yeah,
pretty good. That's good. Last
yeah,
time it was dead.
yeah. Some of it was just because early on we didn't have everything set up the right way.
Mm.
So yeah,
Right.
there were people there, but we're locked and loaded now. So
Okay. Perfect. Um,
um,
while I have this on the screen, so earlier I talked about the AI sales assistant and the dashboard and whatnot. So all I did is go to settings, AI sales assistant, whatnot, and some agents they they also deal with rentals as well, and I believe you can have your AI sales assistant check or qualify clients for that as well. But this is where she is. You can change the strategy, whatnot. And right now, we're still like building this out, but it is still pretty robust. Eventually, this will become really, 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 really good. But you can change you can check the lead types. That so when they come in, you can have your again AI assistant qualify everyone that comes in. Again, because just it just takes time off your hands. And you kind of give you the power back during your day. But yeah, I'm gonna give it back to Wilson if we have any more questions.
nothing rolling in for you to answer. Just yeah, since we answered the last ones, just had a one that I can answer directly via the chat. One thing to maybe go through. I know you went through just the kind of the help center options as well, or not help center, but the question mark options. Maybe just kind of take people through some more of that, just like on a granular level, like when you go to the question mark, just like things we have as far as being able to suggest features,
Oh,
opt
okay.
into product requests and things like that. So
Yeah,
product releases.
absolutely. So, like I said earlier, Lofty does spend time and resources making sure that this CRM is robust for everyone, but also like if you don't need to use the tools, they won't bog you down if you don't use them. So the help feature really really important because, like I said, we have the internal YouTube, like I showed you before, but let's click into the help center and let's bring up what I call print campaigns. Oops, print campaigns. Also, you can scroll down and you can just have, I mean, we have everything organized for you guys, for people who love data as well as organization. We have it organized for you. But this is what it looks like. We actually, when I say we spend time making sure that it makes sense. Now, this is one of the more in-depth ones that you can just get lost in pictures and everything. But again, I just want to illustrate my point of, yeah, we are good at what we do. We want to make sure that we have a good knowledge base, and we want to make sure that everything here is accurate and up to date. So you have a certain level of assurance that when you are planning for future marketing campaigns, you know that this is what it is. It's like very few, if any, surprises that are away from your expectations. So that's what we do our best to try and pride ourselves on. Okay, so that's Help Center. Lofty updates. So if you want to know what's actually in the pipeline, go to Lofty updates. Oh, yeah. So I lied. Wrong one. But this is what we actually updated. So you can go version by version and see what's improved, what's left, and what everything. Suggested feature is pretty cool. If you have a good idea, excuse me, that you think that would improve your workflow or improve the workflow of just agents in general, because it's just something that's just so needed. Definitely go ahead and suggest it. So once you like type something in, I think they changed this before because you used to be able to see. Um, so you used to be able to suggest a feature, see what other people suggested, and see what's been like approved and is actually in the works. I'm sure that you can still see that. You just have to submit something, and they'll take you to the back end, and you can see everything else. I'm not going to submit this gargly goop because I'm not going to embarrass myself at my own company.
I
But
think
this is
I,
where you can go.
I
Sorry.
think that view might just be due to some of the demo stuff. I noticed that the other day too.
You
So
know what? You're right. Yeah. So we, like I said, we are in a demo account, and not everything is going to be one to one. But typically, there is a section where you can suggest a feature, and then you can see what other features were suggested, and you can see a feature that you can see the section that says, this is what we are doing right now, and this is when it's expected to be implemented. So thank you, Wilson. All right. So let's just get out of that. Facebook user community. Like I touched upon that a little bit later or earlier. Uh, Once you finish onboarding, you can apply to be accepted into that. We do like to make sure that everyone who is in the user community is an active Lofty user, but also went through onboarding because um, it's a place for everyone to learn and grow as agents. But if you haven't gone through the CRM training, things like that, we don't want to have the community flood like a comment saying, how do I log in, how do I do all that, things like that, right? We want to keep we want to tailor those comments out, and the best way to do that is just by making sure everyone goes through onboarding. Once you're in onboarding, then you automatically can go to the user Facebook community. Okay. The my ticket. So if you have a question, right, you have an issue, things like that, and you don't know if it went anywhere, what's pretty cool is that you can check your tickets here. Right. So it's not like, oh, I had a problem here, blah, blah, and I just shot off my request into the air and hopefully it lands. You can track those movements and like the communication by going to my tickets. Now, again, this is a demo account, so there shouldn't be any tickets in here, but you never know. So let's just see. Okay. So yeah, um, this is what yours will look like. Perfect. You can click into it, everything, and you can just see like you can respond. You can like just see the chat history, right? So this is also really helpful for troubleshooting as well. Okay. Now we
hey
do have a
Pete.
Lofty app. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead and finish what you're doing. When you're wrapped up on the Lofty app stuff, maybe just do just a quick go through on the marketplace where integrations live. Just showing people kind of what's there and what we have, and then
Okay. Sure.
some of the other stuff. Thank you, man.
Sure. So we have the Lofty app, whatnot, and so I like to tell people, yes, we have an app, but this platform is more designed for the computer or even a tablet, just because you have way more functionality and more options. So that's my 2 cents there. But we do have it for people who just like to manage the pipeline stuff, and that's basically about it. Um, you said marketplace, right? So let's pop back over to the marketplace. Okay, and once it loads, easiest way, if you have a very specific app that you want to like look up, I don't know, like Mojo, you can just type that into here and click learn more. And I believe it talks about like the integration, and I think either click here or log into your Mojo. I don't know. I don't use Mojo, but I know that's something that a handful of my clients actually use. So yeah, it tells you all about it, how to sync it, whatnot. Um, that's one example. If you have a specific another Lofty product that you don't know the name of, but you know the general topic, just go to communication tools, whatnot, and you can see if it's in there. We have a power dialer. We have a text package where you can upgrade the partner product. So let's say lead generation partners. It's just fine. You can just definitely poke around and kind of click around and see, um, you know, what we have and like if it works for you.
Yeah, one question Dodie asked in here while you're on the integration stuff. She was wondering if Lofty is compatible with luxury presence websites, which I don't know that that's showing right in the marketplace.
Luxury presence websites. So I feel like I've heard of them before because dealing with my clients.
Yeah, I think some of our
Um,
enterprise customers are, and I want to say they're using Zapier maybe to do that,
mhm,
but
mhm.
which is a
So
bridge tool in our marketplace. So
okay, yeah, I don't have a lot of experience. I don't know how to actually answer that question because of like luxury presence. Is that like not Squarespace, but like a website host, right? Where they design luxury websites. Is that it?
Yeah, I believe so. And yeah, I wasn't necessarily saying it for you to answer. Just kind of wanted to take some of this stuff verbally. So, Dodie,
Uh-huh.
with that question, I know there are customers that use luxury presence websites with Lofty. If we don't have the direct integration living in our marketplace currently, then I'm pretty sure those that are using it are doing it through what's called Zapier, which is until we have a direct integration, Zapier allows you to connect one tool to Lofty that we don't already have a direct integration set up for. So, short answer is yes, we can. It's just not I believe, a direct integration setup. And then Carmelo asked, "Is there a training on how to search for
Right. And
listings on areas our clients are looking for?" Carmelo, we do live trainings every week. I don't know if you showed this yet, Pete, but maybe show them how to access that again. If we did, just the live trainings we
yeah,
host every single week. There's going to be likely, Carmelo, some that are there around smart listings. The ongoing trainings we do for EXP agents will likely be getting into listings more as well. But if you're looking for more on-demand live trainings that we host around that, then Pete will show you how to access that here.
yeah. So let me start over. So, oh, I don't know if I went too fast. So again, question mark, get training right here, and it's going to take you over to the calendar section actually. Um, and you can look for what you want. So, listings. I wish they kind of made a drop down. Oh, okay. From listings to leave, yeah, from listings to leads using your CRM to drive success. So, these are the weekly times and hours that we have, and all I did was go to admin training number 4. If you can't make any of these times, or maybe you have more time next week to sign up, click on over, and same times, but you have a fresh set. You can click into it. It's going to say click here again if you like, to register your seat, whatever. It's free. Don't worry about it. And it's going to send you a reminder and email link. So that's number 1. If you know for a fact you won't have time in the next couple weeks at all to attend any of these sessions, but you really want to know more about listings and everything else, 2 ways: either the help center or Lofty. Scroll down, Lofty YouTube. So another thing about Lofty is that there's more than one way to scan a cat, right? That's like one of the models. If not, it should be, because you can accomplish something many different ways. Okay. Even when it were to go back to the website, the luxury presence website integration, I help my clients use different tools to help integrate the Lofty, IDX with everything on the website. Or there's like other not elegant ways to do it, but you can get it done. Okay, so that's why I'm here for. So click through all this, and we're going to find the recorded listings training on the Lofty YouTube. Now, I believe it's under, pause that. It's a little eager, I know, right? Now we're going to scroll down, listings to leads right here. Pause that. And that's how you find it. So again, if you can't make a live session, you can definitely see a recorded one. And there is definitely value in going to a live session versus recordings. If you know for a fact that you want to ask questions and you learn better by like asking more in-depth questions with someone who actually teach, those topics, try and attend those live sessions, because um, the gurus there, the instructors there, are really knowledgeable, and we enjoy sharing that knowledge. Okay, but if you just want to get your feet wet, whatever, in the topic, whatnot, definitely hit the Lofty YouTube, learn about it, play around with it, and at the end, if you have questions, definitely try and attend one of those sessions or hit up a support. Okay, next question.
You know what? We're currently all caught up on the chat, so
All right,
I don't have any other Q&A. We can
perfect.
probably, unless you have some other things you want to cover, we can probably start to wrap that up. Unless you have any other features. So.
Um, I think that primarily wraps it up for me. Um, yeah, yeah. That wraps it up for me. Nothing else is really important. Not sorry, not important, but you'll, like I said, most agents will spend about 80% of their time in here, another 10% between these two. All right. Um, let's get into marketing tab one second. If you guys want to run your own campaigns, things like that, you have your lead generation. Oops. here. And just to like touch upon uh, the the listings or like the zip code blast, things like that, you have that option right here. So you can take. I mean, I'm not a marketing person, so I don't really know the ins and outs, whatever. But these are pretty interesting like topics and that you guys can learn more about. But yeah, also sorry, this one as well. You can also like do some boosts to specific areas. But yeah, this is really handy for people who like love the marketing aspect of real estate. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna kick it back over to Wilson and we can wrap up.
This might have to do with what you just went through a minute ago with the listings to leads part where you're showing the trainings. Jawad just said, is listing to leads part of Lofty? And I don't know, and I apologize, I wasn't looking at the screen there, but was that part of what you showed maybe on the recorded trainings?
Yeah, listings to leads was one part of the recorded trainings as well as the live trainings.
Okay, yeah. So he was just asking if it's part of Lofty. I'm just going to let Jawad know that it was.
Yes, and also, I think I think there might be one more thing I want to show them. Oh, I lied. That's not the area. This area right here. Get training. Um, no, it's actually yeah. So I went to agent training sessions, whatnot, and don't forget because there's some other like pretty unique ones. So this, let me back up. Half of these trainings are all about like learning individual uh, tools, individual features in the Lofty Learning Center. And I believe this section right here talks about how you can make money and start connecting multiple features together. And so like it kind of goes over like how they're paired and things like that. So like smart follow up, automate your business. That's probably talks about 4 different features. Expand your reach, market your business. So this probably goes back to what I showed you earlier about using zip code blasts, using the listings and then the lead gen, things like that. So definitely, again, don't be afraid to poke around and just kind of get lost in Lofty because if you ever get lost, but not, you always hit the Lofty button, takes you right back to home, right? It's like clicking your heels 3 times. Okay. And if you can't break Lofty, if you have any issues, whatever, you have so many options to help solve to try and fix it. But yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to show them.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, Pete. Thanks so much for joining me. EXP agents that are on today, thank you so much. Today was just a kind of a more dashboard 101, CRM settings, more of the basics. We'll be getting into more features as well next week on Wednesday. I believe we'll be diving into more like website related functionality within Lofty. So thanks so much, Pete. Thanks so much, agents from EXP that are joining us. We're excited to have you guys come on board with Lofty. If you're still making that decision, totally understand on which CRM to choose or which one to use. But yeah, do appreciate you, Pete, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their Wednesday.